All right, we're back here on the program, still taking phone calls. I have an open bank if you'd like to get in, 737-7767. We're talking the Titans draft and the moves they made. And there was a lot of debate when the Titans first had the #1 pick about who they should take. And I think a lot of people went out there and said the best prospect in this draft is Laremy Tunsil. And the Titans need a tackle, so they're going to take Laremy Tunsil. Well, then they move down and everything becomes a little bit more muddy. Ultimately, the Titans trade back up and take Jack Conklin when Tunsil is still on the board. And some people think a lot of that has to do with the extra stuff off the field regarding Tunsil. And we'll be honest, if you're going into the NFL draft, it is probably not wise to have yourself show up on the internet with a video of you smoking a bong in a gas mask right before the draft starts. I don't know, that's just me, but that's not a great look, and I think it certainly hurt. Tunsil cost him a whole bunch of money last Thursday night. But I'm not sure Tunsil was ever the Titans' pick. Even when other people thought he was the best prospect, I don't think he was the Titans' idea. Couple of reasons. One, the off-the-field stuff existed, and the rumors and the talks and people vetting that out existed before that video. Now, a lot of people had gotten by it because of how good of a player or prospect he appeared to be. But I think the Titans had some issues with that, and they didn't want to bring that into the locker room. So I don't think he was as high on their list as they thought. But the other part of this is just 2 years ago, the Titans took Taylor Lewan with their very first pick to be the left tackle of the future. And while you can argue whether Lewan's been the leader that you hoped or if he's truly been a great player for this team so far, there's no argument that he's been a solid player, a good player, and that this team still believes in him at left tackle. And here's the problem with Lewan is he's left-handed. He fits perfectly on the left side of the offensive line. And frankly, sources tell me when he was a rookie and Michael Roos was still there on the left side, Lewan didn't show much interest in learning the right side. There was some time where they thought, okay, we'll put him on left, we'll put him on right, and maybe he becomes the right tackle this season opposite Roos while he learns the game and moves over there. Lewan wasn't very interested in that. And he struggled there. And then part of that is the fact, again, that he's left-handed. But anyway, he made it clear through his actions and his play at that time that he's not a right tackle and he doesn't want to be a right tackle. So all of the assumptions out there that you just draft Laremy Tunsil or that you just draft Ronnie Stanley or whoever and make them your left tackle and slide Taylor Lewan over to the right, that's jumping ahead of the game. And that's going to take a very serious conversation with a guy who you put a lot of faith and money and resources in, who doesn't want to be over there. And so I think the Titans still believe in Lewan and the player he can be. They don't want to ruffle that nest. And so who's the best right tackle out there? It was Jack Conklin. He's a guy who can play both sides, yes, but he's completely comfortable being on the right side of the line. That's where the Titans are going to have him pegged. So you can play those two guys together. He's a very good run blocker. He fits in with what you want to do. And here's the thing. He wants to play over there. I talked to him last week before the Titans even selected him. And one of the first things out of his mouth, he said, well, if it's Tennessee, I'm probably going to be the right tackle because they've got Taylor Lewan over there on the left, which tells me that the Titans were already communicating that with these guys, especially Conklin, and that he told them, terrific, I'll be a great right tackle. Don't worry about it for a second. That, to me, is why this is a perfect fit here. They identified him as the best fit for them. Maybe not necessarily the best raw talent for the position on the board, but the best fit for them, the best right tackle on the board. And in a draft where there was some interest at the top, maybe not a great player there, but you could negotiate, John Robinson did it masterfully in getting the Rams to trade up to get the #1 pick and acquiring all those assets. He moves down in the draft, and he's still able to move back up and get the guy he ultimately wants. Now, he might have had to move back up more than he hoped on draft night because of the Tunsil situation. Once he started to drop, and you get past the Ravens at 6, where a lot of people thought Tunsil was going to go, even after all the trades and everything went by, once he's still on the board, and then Stanley's off the board, Well, how are the other teams maybe thinking tackle going to react? Because if they do the same thing and pass on Tunsil, well, now Conklin could be the next guy off the board. And I think that's what John Robinson looked at there and said, uh-oh, we want Conklin. I don't think we can stay put at 15 and get him at this point. So let's move up and make sure we get our guy. And he used the assets, but not too many. He still walks away from the Rams deal with plenty on his plate, even moving into next year. But he got the player he wanted. And that player is Jack Conklin, as we told you before, a guy from a small town in Michigan, just likes to get down and work and get after it on the football field, goes from unheard of 2-star, no scholarship offers to major schools out of high school, walks on at Michigan State, becomes a starter, becomes all Big Ten, becomes All-American, helps Michigan State win a couple Big Ten titles, a Rose Bowl championship, and get into the college football playoff for the first time ever. Jack Conklin, the 8th overall pick of the Tennessee Titans, and he sat down with John Burton.
Well, first of all, Jack, I want to welcome you to Nashville. I want to welcome you to the Tennessee Titans. How's it feel to be a Tennessee Titan?
Oh, I'm excited. This is actually, I mean, it's honestly the team I wanted to end up with. This is the place where I felt most comfortable, especially with what they're trying to get done here. You know, they want to be that physical team, that team that's pounding people from the start of the game to the end of the game, and that's exactly the type of guy I want to be, and a team I want to be a part of.
John Robinson mentioned in meeting with you that you two just kind of clicked, and it just all kind of came together. So you said you wanted to be here, so, I mean, the fact that you're at the place where you want to be, what's it feel like?
It's crazy. I mean, he couldn't have been written up any better, especially the way it went down with them trading up to the 8th pick to come get me. And it was crazy. You know, even after I heard my name called and walked down the stage, it was hard to really take in because it was just, I was so excited, so happy. And like I said, I couldn't be happier with how it ended up.
You are known as a mauler, a guy with a bit of a nasty streak, which I find hard to believe. You seem like a really nice young man. How does that help you? Where does that come from, that mean, nasty streak, especially in the run game as an offensive lineman?
You know, I think with an offensive lineman, the big thing for us, you know, we're the offensive linemen. It's better if you're not noticed, you know what I mean, type of thing. If you don't hear about us, that means we're usually doing our job better. So I think it's fun. You know, honestly, it's fun for me to put people on the ground. It takes the will out of guys, and once you do it a few times, it really makes your job easier. Guys get tired of getting pushed around and beat around, and that's why I pride myself. I'm going to put you on the ground. I'm going to do it over and over again, and it really just makes the game more fun. Honestly, for me, I wouldn't have it any other way than running around and knocking guys down their back.
Yeah, you're known for your run blocking. I mean, most linemen like to fire off the ball and smack into somebody, but it takes a special mentality, right, to be a good run blocking offensive lineman? Yeah, definitely something you got to love doing it. I mean, you can't, that's what, especially the offensive line, you got to be able to do quite a few things and work in unison with the guys, and you know, I'm happy there's a good group of guys formed here, and I'm just excited to be able to fit in somewhere and be a part of it. You mentioned John Robinson. How was he able to sell you his vision of how he wants this football team to be put together?
You know, he just talked about, you know, that physicality, being the team that when the opposing team looks on the schedule and they see Tennessee, like, darn, you know, I don't want to play these guys. After this game, my body's going to be hurting. You know, these guys, they're going to be pounding us the whole entire game, you know, no matter what. And, you know, I saw a lot of that. That's what we were built on at Michigan State. And I saw that's what John wants to build here, and that's the exact thing I want to be a part of. And I saw that as the best place for me to fit in. That's the place I felt I would excel the most in the NFL. And now to be living out, being exactly where I wanted to, and being the top 10 pick, it couldn't have been any better.
You mentioned Michigan State. You were a walk-on at Michigan State, and then you go to be, an all Big Ten, all-America guy. Folks down here will crow about the SEC, but the Big Ten's a pretty big deal too. I mean, what did it take for you, and what does it say about your makeup to be able to walk on at Michigan State, become a starter, and now here you are, top 10 drafted?
It was a crazy process, coming as the walk-on, but, it was really built in by my parents. They coached me my whole life in different sports and everything, and it was the work ethic. Coming in, I knew, hey, I'm at the bottom. I got to work my way up. Everything I do, everything extra I got to do, it's to get to the next step. And, I ended up working on it, being, part of some great teams at Michigan State. And, now it's put me in this position. Now I realize, hey, I'm the rookie. I'm back at the bottom. I got to work, do everything I did before, and do it to an even higher extent, and to work my way up and get to the point where I want to end up.
You're going to be, with this let me try this again. With you getting drafted by the Tennessee Titans comes with a huge responsibility. You're going to be charged with protecting, the franchise quarterback Marcus Mariota. How much do you welcome that challenge, and what kind of player are the Tennessee Titans getting in Jack Conklin? I'm
super excited. I've had the pleasure of playing against Marcus in college, and I can see what he can do. And to have him on my side now, it makes me feel a lot better. And I'm excited to see what I can do to help keep guys off them and see what he can do with extra time. And because I know he can do real special things here. And Titans, they're getting not only a physical guy, but a guy who's going to be doing the right thing, from play one to the last play of the game. And that's what I pride myself on, not just the physicality, but my endurance. That I'm going to be playing the first play just like I did the last play.
You one of those guys that plays through the echo of the whistle?
Definitely. No, I'll cut it close a few times, but that's why I call it that play to the echo of the whistle. It's part of the game, and I'm going to be on guys the entire play. I'm going to pester them all around the field, and really that's what breaks guys.
You're a Michigan State guy. The other tackle around here is Taylor Lewan. He's a Michigan guy. Have you spoken to Taylor yet? What do you think that dynamic will be like?
He was actually the first player I got to talk to here. He came up to me right away, and he was real nice, welcoming. Got my phone number. He's going to help me out. He's excited to get to play with me. I'm excited to get to play with him. There was nothing about Michigan State, but I'm sure there'll be a little side rivalries in the locker room, of course.
I was going to say, they'll probably that week of the game, I'm sure there'll be a little going on.
Yeah, for sure. But what's important now is we're both Titans, and that's really what matters now. And I'm just excited to get to play with them.
The Titans fans, they've been waiting a good while for a consistent winning team. Only 5 wins the last 2 years. What is your message to Titans fans now that you are officially a Titan, the top draft pick 2016?
Just look for the future. What they're building here is something special. It's something that I've been a part of a lot of rebuilding teams. Michigan State, my freshman year, we were 7-6. Next year, we won the Rose Bowl, and I see a lot of the similar traits in what John Robinson's trying to do here, and Coach Mularkey, and just the nature of the foundation they're trying to build here, and the physical, the tough football. That's the type of football that wins championships, and I'm just excited now to be able to fit in and be a part of that.
How about being in Nashville, Tennessee? Do you follow a lot of country music?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of country. This is, I'm a small town kid, and to be able to come to a city where everyone's so friendly and really is a small town feel to a big city, I couldn't be happier.
All right, Jack Conklin talking with John Burton. Good stuff there from the Titans' #1 pick, the 8th overall pick in the NFL draft, and you hear it. He wants to fit in. He wants to be a part of the new wave, the new physicality, and the pound the ball movement of the Titans, but he also wants to fit in. He likes the idea of being on the right side, doesn't have a problem with Taylor Lewan being over on the left side, doesn't even have a problem with the fact Taylor Lewan went to Michigan. Those two guys are going to coexist now here in Tennessee. Nice pick, good young man. It'll be fun to watch him develop with the Tennessee Titans. Got to take a break. We will come back. We're going to talk a little hockey. Preds getting set for Game 3 tomorrow night. Down 2-0, but not out of it yet. Hear from the Preds. Back in Nashville, getting set for Game 3 in Smashville. Coming up tomorrow night. Stay tuned. More Sportsline on the way after this.